Hello guys, welcome to a brand new video. On today's video we are going to practically go through on how I edited these images, and then if you want to practice along, kindly use the link under the description of this video to download the raw file so that you can practice along. And then also, if you haven't watched the behind the scene of how I shot these images, kindly use the link under the description of this video also so that you can be able to watch the behind the scene of how we shot these images. And then also stick to the end of the video, as I'm going to show you guys how I edit multiple images at the same time and also maintain the same style of color grading easily. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, as you can see, this is how I transform this image from looking like this to this. So basically what I did on this image, I first duplicate my layer and remove the wrinkles from her clothes, as you can see, before, after. And then the next layer, what I did is I did frequency separation, that's the skin work, and then I also color grade the skin on the next layer from looking the yellowish skin tone to the brownish, which I always prefer. And then for the next layer, we color graded the background only separately, not affecting the skin, as you can see. And then on the next layer, I added the dust particle, this dot, as you can see. Let's do before and after. And then for the next layer is I added the sun effect, this before, and then this the after. And then for the last layer is I brought up the face of my model, as you can see. This is the before and then this is the after. So to go and do it practically again, so let's go and import our raw image, and then we right click and then we go to open with, and then we select our Photoshop. Alright, as usual, I always tell you guys, always try and get your image right from the camera. As you can see, I haven't do anything, and this is my raw image and I'm perfectly okay with how it's looking. I don't need to do anything on my camera roll. So what I would do is I would just need to come over here where I'm hovering my mouse, this place that says Adobe RGB 1998, and then I click on it. What I will do here is I would need to make sure my color space is on Adobe RGB 1998, and then my color depth is on 16-bit, and then I open my image right into Photoshop. Okay, the first thing that I did is I crop the image. So I go to my crop tool here and make sure I'm selecting the 4:5 aspect ratio, and then I crop the image. Don't forget, always uncheck your delete cropped pixel and then uncheck content aware, and then I crop my image, as you can see. So I think this is okay for me, and then I hit OK. So after I successfully cropped my image, what I did next is I tried to fix the wrinkle on her clothes. As you can see, what I did is I go ahead and play my frequency separation action here. So don't forget, you can check my digital store and download these actions. So what I'll do is I'll play the 16-bit and then I hit OK. There is no need for me adjusting the radius. So what I would do is I would delete the color correction layer here, and then I go and select my mixer brush over here, and then I keep my weight, load, mix and flow just exactly as they are when as they are how I set them to do my frequency separation. I don't need to change anything. And then sample all layer here also is unchecked, so I'll select my low frequency separation layer, selecting my mixer brush, and then I brush over the clothes, as you can see. So what you are going to be doing here is just like frequency separation, maintain your highlight and shadows exactly where they are, because they are what give perspective to your image. They are as in what give shape to the image. So respect the movement of every highlight and shadows, just like you normally do when doing your frequency separation. So let me just do before and after so that you can easily see what I have done just by the few click I have done with my mixer brush. before and after. So I'll go to the hand and also brush over. I'll always brush just along with the movement of the highlight and shadows, just like you normally do your frequency separation. That's how you do it. And then over here also, as you can see, so the more time you take, the more you perfect your image. And also don't forget, don't overdo. Try and keep your image just close to natural look, so don't overdo, as you can see. If you like, you can zoom the image and then you brush. Alright, let's zoom back our image and do before, after, before and after. So that's what I usually do to fix wrinkles. And if I feel I need to clean the areas where my mixer brush probably must have touched, that I don't really want the mixer brush to touch, I will just add a layer mask to the frequency separation folder here. As you can see, I'll just add layer mask and then I select my normal brush tool. As you can see, my opacity will go to 100, flow also 100, and then I zoom to the image and see where are the areas that the mixer brush touch and I don't really want it to touch. So just like this area, as you can see, I will just brush using my black foreground. Don't forget to toggle to black foreground, which is hiding, and then you hide the areas where you don't want the mixer brush to touch. That's the areas that are not decluttered, because we don't really need to touch anywhere except the clothes, except the fabric, because we are trying to fix the wrinkles on her clothes. So as you can see, I'll just quickly brush over and make sure I do not leave any effect of mixer brush on the areas that are not the fabric of her clothes. So as you can see, let's zoom out again, before, after, before and after. I think I also need to fix this side. Seems like there is effect of mixer brush left here. Alright, so that's it for the fixing of wrinkle on her clothes. So the next thing that I would do is I would do frequency separation. If I like, I can merge the layers by pressing Command O, Control Alt Shift E, and have a solid layer above. So if I like, I can just delete the folder of the frequency separation. So if you do before and after, you can see I am maintaining the effect of the fixing of the wrinkles here. So I can rename the layer if I want as fixing fabric. So you can name it to anything you want. So fixing fabric. So the next thing that I would do is I would do the skin work. That's the frequency separation. So what I would be doing again, I'll go ahead and also play my frequency separation action 16-bit once again, and then here is what I would select my radius. Don't forget to just keep your radius where you immediately cannot clearly see your skin texture. So for this image, I think somewhere around 2.2, max 2.5. So I think 2.2 is okay for me. And then I'll go back and select my mixer brush once again, but at this time I will make sure I'm selecting sample all layer, and then the rest of the settings of the mixer brush remain just as they are. Then I will uncheck my high FS. I will hide the high FS layer here, and then I go ahead and do my frequency separation, as you can see. So don't forget, you maintain your highlights exactly where they are, and then you maintain your shadows exactly where they are. So this is not a beauty retouch, so I would not, there is no need for spending a lot of time trying to fix the skin. So what I would do, I would just quickly smooth the skin, as you can see. Moving to the neck. Right, moving to this side also. Just like as I said, this is not a beauty retouching, so there is no need of me wasting a lot of time trying to do the frequency separation. Just lightly fix the skin, then to the hands, as you can see. Alright, let's zoom out again and then check back our high FS. So if we do before and after, before and after, so basically that's it for frequency separation. So what I did next is I color grade the skin using my skin lot. So what I did is, let me close the folder and then I go to my adjustment options here, and then I select color lookup, and then I select color load 3D load over here, as you can see, and then I navigate to where I usually keep my digital products. So going to this folder, let's go. Alright, this is the digital product, and then I think they are under my digital store. Alright, here is our premium skin lots. So what I did is I select the first lot and see what we got. Let me go for the second. I think I used the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, yes, definitely I used the first one. So let me select the first one. Alright, so now what I did is I don't want the effect of the lot, the skin lot, to affect the overall image. I just want it to be limited to the skin. So what I did is I hide the effect of the lot by inviting my layer mask here. So what I did is I press Command or Control I to hide the effect, and then I go back and select my normal brush tool, and then I use white foreground. So I toggle to white foreground, which is revealing, and then I zoom and gradually reveal the effect of the lot on the skin, as you can see. So don't forget, if you are revealing, you select white foreground, and then if you are hiding, you select white foreground of your normal brush. So as you can see, I just reveal the effect strictly on the skin, as you can see. To the other hand, alright, and then I zoom out. So as you can see, before, after, before and after, we transform the skin to this kind of melanish skin tone. And then the next thing that I did is I color grade the background separately. So I also go to adjustment option, color lookup, and then I hit on load 3D loads, and then here I use my premium outdoor lots, as you can see. So I tried the first one. Alright, this is the effect that we have. This is not the one that I used, so let's check the other ones and see. Not the second one also. I think I use the third one here. Yes, this is the one that I used. Let me try the fourth one to be sure. Alright, I strongly believe it's the third one that I use. So let's go back to the third one and load it. So as you can see, before and after, but if you look closely, you realize it's also affecting our skin tone, which I don't really want. So what I want to do now is to hide the effect on the skin and reveal it on the background. So at this time, to to follow the shortcut, what I did is what I usually do is I hold my alt and copy the layer mask on the layer that I used to color grade my skin. Remember the first color lookup we used to color grade our skin, so I will copy it layer mask and place it on the layer that we are trying to color grade the background. So I will hold my alt and then I click on the layer mask and drag it and place it on the layer for the color lookup for color grading our background, and then I replace yes. So now what's happening is the effect of the color lookup that is supposed to affect the background is now also affecting the skin. So what we are going to do is we are going to invert and ask it to color grade the opposite way, thus to color grade the background and hide the effect on the skin. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to make sure we are selecting the layer mask here on the lot for the background, and then we press Command or Control I to invert, as you can see. And then if we do before and after, you can clearly see it's only affecting the background and not affecting the skin of our model. Alright, the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be adding the dust particles. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to our stock folder. So let me go to my folder, and then I go to my digital products, my overlay folder, and then dust, and then I choose my dust overlay, and then I rotate it, edit, transform, rotate 90° clockwise, and then I scale and fill the image with it, as you can see, and then I hit enter. So what I would do is I will go to my blend mode here and select the screen, and then what I would do is I will hide the entire effect of the dust by adding layer mask to it, and then I press Command or Control I to invert. So what I would do is I just use my normal brush with white foreground and gradually refill the effect of the dust only on the area where I want the effect of the dust to be visible, like these areas, just like a little of it, not too much. Alright, I think this is okay. Alright, and then if I feel I don't want it to be visible on some certain areas, like here on her head, I will just toggle to black foreground, and then I brush over and hide the effect. So that's it for the dust particle. What I did next is I add the sun overlay here. I also go to my digital store, my overlays, and then I go to my, is it light effect? If I'm not, yes, it's light effect, and then I go to sun and light ray. No, this is not the folder. I think it's extra light, I'm not sure. Alright, light pack, yes, exactly. So this is the sun overlay. I'll drag and drop it on my image, and then I also change the blending mode to screen, and then I drag and place it exactly where I want it to be, and then I hit OK. So whether we like it or not, it must leave some kinda almost invisible boundaries around the image. So that's what normally happens. So what I would do is I would just add layer mask, also using my normal brush, black foreground, and then I brush over the areas where I don't want the effects of the sun light to affect. Alright, so as you can see, if you do before, after, before and after. All right, let's assume you shoot this particular outfit and then on the same location you want to edit like 5, 3 and give to your model. How do I quickly edit them all at once and maintain my color grading? Is this, let's go to my desktop and import another image. I think I name a folder tutorial. All right, so let's open up this image. Alright, assuming after I finish editing my first image and jump to the second image, and then I happen to crop, fix the wrinkle and did my frequency separation, I'll just go back to my previous image and look at what I have done for the first image. So for the first image, after fixing the fabric, the frequency separation, I color grade my skin, so I'll just drag it and place it on the second image. So this is where the effect of the skin lot was visible on my first image. So I would just hide it using my normal brush, black foreground, and just hide the effect. As you can see, I hope you can see. And then I would toggle to my white foreground of my normal brush, and then I make it visible on the areas that will fit my second image that I'm editing, as you can see. So there's no need for me going to color lookup, add 3D 3D lots, navigating where I kept the lot in my folders. This will just unnecessarily take me time. So dragging and placing the layer on the second image editing makes it a lot more easier to me. Then I'll go to my first image that I've edited. After color grading the skin, that's then the background, then I will just copy it to my second image, and then I just place it, and then I will just copy the layer mask of the skin lots, and then I place it for the color lookup of the background, as you can see. And then I also press Command or Control I and invert. As you can see, I am now also editing or color grading the background of my second image quickly. Going back to the first image, after color grading the background, what have I done? I add dust. I'll just copy it and then I place it on the second image, as you can see. And then I just use my move tool and place it where exactly I want. Don't forget, I can use my normal brush, black hide, and then I hide the effect of the dust on the areas where I don't want it to be visible using my black foreground. Don't forget, black is for hiding. I'll just hide where I want to reveal. I will just toggle to white foreground, as you can see, of my normal brush, and then I reveal the effect on the areas that I want the dust to be visible, as you can see. And then going back to my first image that I've edited, what did I did? I add the sunlight effect. I will just drag it also and place it on my second image, as you can see. Using my move tool, I'll just place it just exactly where I want the effect of the sun to be visible, for example this area, as you can see. So that's how I quickly color grade or edit my subsequent images without taking longer time. So if you go back to the previous image that we edited, this is the one that we edited together, and then this is the one that we use as reference. So as you can see, we achieve like kinda almost the same thing, if not just, let me just say the same thing. As you can see, I think the only thing that I forgot to add on this second image, I think, is just brighten the skin of the model, which is a useful tool that I usually do when editing my images. If I want to be sure of the exposure that is hitting the face of my model, I'll just go and add levels layer. I hold my Alt key and then I drag from the right, looking at the face of my model. As you can see, there is light blown on the face of my model, so I'll just go back immediately where I started seeing red on the face. As you can see, Remember, this is the face of my model. I will just go back where I immediately started seeing red, and then I stop there, and then I press Command or Control I to hide the effect. And then I also use my normal brush with white foreground, and then I brush on the face of the model. So like this, I'm very sure that the exposure on the face of my model is perfect, is okay. Alright, I think that's all I did for this image. Let's zoom out a bit, and then we hold our Alt and click our original layer, holding our Alt, and then I click for before. This is our original image, and then after, as you can see, before, after. Before, don't forget, we first begin by fixing our fabric. We did frequency separation, we color grade our skin, we color grade our background, we add the dust effect, and then we add the sunlight effect. Alright, that's it for today's tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share, and leave a thumbs up, as it makes a huge difference in supporting the channel. I hope you learned something. Let's see in another video.